There is a quiet power inside every woman, a strength that doesn't always shout, but when it awakens, it can change everything. The truth is, success, confidence, and inner peace are not built in a single dramatic moment. They are built through small daily habits, the things you do when no one is watching. Starting your day with intention is one of the most powerful habits a woman can cultivate. The first moments after you wake up are like the foundation of a building. They determine the strength and stability of everything that follows. Too often, people wake up and immediately dive into their phones, emails, or the noise of the outside world, handing over their energy and focus before they have even had a chance to think about their own life. When you allow the first moments of your day to be dictated by others or by distractions, you are essentially starting from a place of reaction rather than control. But when you deliberately choose how to begin your morning, you take ownership of your life from the very first minute. This habit is not about rigid routines or strict rules. It is about creating a space where your mind and spirit are aligned with your intentions. Even a few quiet minutes to center yourself can make a profound difference in how you approach your day. Starting with intention can be as simple as reflecting on your goals, visualizing the outcomes you want, or writing down a few things you are grateful for. These small practices are powerful because they shift your mindset from autopilot to awareness, from scattered energy to focused purpose. By committing to this habit, you are telling yourself that your life matters, that your actions are meaningful, and that you are in charge of your path. When a woman begins her day intentionally, she sets a tone of clarity, confidence, and calm that carries her through challenges, decisions, and interactions. The morning becomes a sanctuary rather than a battleground, a time to recharge your focus instead of giving it away to chaos. It is during these moments that you can set the emotional tone for the day, choosing optimism over anxiety, determination over procrastination, and clarity over confusion. An intentional start helps you prioritize what truly matters, making it easier to make decisions that align with your values and goals. It is also a time to remind yourself of the woman you want to be, the habits you want to strengthen, and the impact you wish to have on the world around you. This habit teaches discipline, but in a gentle way that empowers rather than restricts. It reminds you that your energy is finite and precious, and how you spend the first moments of the day influences how you spend the rest. Even when the day brings unexpected challenges, stress, or interruptions, the intentional start gives you a mental anchor, a place to return to that restores perspective and calm. Many successful women share this common trait. They honor the morning as a sacred space for preparation, reflection, and alignment. It is not about perfection, but about consistency. Even on days when motivation is low or life feels overwhelming, returning to this habit provides stability and strength. Over time, starting your day with intention becomes automatic. Yet it continues to compound its effects, influencing every decision, interaction, and effort. It builds resilience because it trains your mind to begin with clarity rather than chaos, to respond rather than react, and to focus on what is within your control. This habit also enhances productivity because when you begin with a clear mind and defined priorities, distractions have less power over you. Your goals and tasks are approached with deliberate action rather than scattered energy. It creates a sense of empowerment, a recognition that you are not just drifting through life, but actively steering it in the direction you desire. Beyond productivity, this habit fosters emotional well-being. Starting the day with intention cultivates calmness, reduces stress, and strengthens your connection with yourself. It allows you to set the tone for positive interactions, mindful decision-making, and thoughtful communication. The ripple effect of a morning started with intention spreads into every area of your life, shaping not only your external accomplishments, but also your inner state of confidence, focus, and purpose. By making this a daily habit, you are investing in yourself in a profound and lasting way, acknowledging that how you begin each day directly impacts the life you build. Protecting your energy is one of the most essential habits a woman can master, yet it is often overlooked in a world that constantly demands attention, approval, and effort. Energy is finite, and how you spend it directly affects your mental clarity, emotional stability, and ability to achieve your goals. Many women unknowingly give their energy away to people, situations, or expectations that drain them, leaving little left for themselves. Protecting your energy is not about selfishness. It is about self-respect. It is about recognizing that your time, focus, and emotional bandwidth are valuable resources that need to be guarded with intention. The first step in mastering this habit is awareness. You must become conscious of the people, environments, and thoughts that leave you feeling depleted, anxious, or distracted. Some interactions may feel emotionally heavy. Some relationships may consistently demand more than they give. And some habits or routines may quietly consume your peace. Identifying these energy drains allows you to make deliberate choices about where to invest yourself. Setting boundaries is a critical component of protecting your energy. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define what you are willing to accept and what you will not tolerate. They are a declaration that your well-being matters. Saying no, limiting time spent with negativity, and choosing not to engage in gossip, drama, or manipulative behavior are all ways of enforcing these boundaries. This does not mean you stop being compassionate or helpful. It means you prioritize your emotional health first, creating a foundation from which you can genuinely support others without depleting yourself. Another key aspect of protecting your energy is curating your environment. The spaces you inhabit, the media you consume, and the people you surround yourself with all influence your energy levels. A cluttered or chaotic environment can increase stress and reduce focus, while positive and inspiring surroundings nourish your mind and spirit. Similarly, social media and news can often be sources of unnecessary anxiety or comparison. Learning to filter what enters your mind and what you engage with helps preserve mental clarity and emotional stability. Protecting your energy also involves self-talk and internal boundaries. Many women are their own harshest critics, carrying guilt, self-doubt, or perfectionism that consumes emotional energy unnecessarily. By cultivating kindness toward yourself, challenging negative thought patterns, and practicing self-compassion, you create a mental space that supports resilience and focus. Emotional energy can be restored through intentional practices such as mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or simply taking quiet time for yourself. These practices recharge your mind and help you maintain balance amidst life's demands. Recognizing that not everyone or everything deserves a reaction is another vital part of this habit. Choosing when to engage, when to speak up, and when to step back protects your energy from being drained by unnecessary conflict or drama over time. Consistently protecting your energy strengthens your ability to focus on what truly matters. It increases your emotional intelligence because you become more attuned to situations that uplift versus those that deplete. It enhances productivity because your efforts are concentrated where they have the most impact. It fosters healthier relationships because you engage from a place of choice rather than obligation. It also builds confidence, as protecting your energy is an act of self-empowerment. Women who master this habit understand that their presence, focus, and emotions are valuable. They no longer feel guilty for saying no, stepping away, or prioritizing their own needs. They realize that giving from a place of fullness creates far more impact than giving from depletion. By treating your energy as sacred and guarding it carefully, you create a life where you have the mental and emotional bandwidth to pursue your dreams, nurture your relationships, and show up fully in every aspect of your life. It is a daily commitment to yourself, a practice of self-respect, and a recognition that how you protect your energy shapes the quality, clarity, and fulfillment of your life in ways that ripple far beyond the immediate moment. Investing in personal growth is one of the most transformative habits a woman can embrace because it creates a foundation for lasting confidence, resilience, and success. Growth is not a destination. It is a continuous journey of learning, expanding your skills, and deepening your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Many women underestimate the power of daily investment in themselves, thinking that learning ends with formal education or that personal development is secondary to other responsibilities. But the truth is, when you commit to growing every day, you not only improve your abilities and knowledge, but you also strengthen your mindset, sharpen your decision-making, and enhance your capacity to navigate challenges. Personal growth takes many forms. It can be intellectual, emotional, or spiritual. Reading books, attending workshops, listening to insightful podcasts, or engaging with mentors are ways to expand your knowledge and perspective. Each of these practices fuels your mind with new ideas, strategies, and ways of thinking, helping you approach life with creativity, clarity, and confidence. Emotional growth is equally important. It involves understanding your own emotions, recognizing patterns in your behavior, and learning how to respond rather than react to situations. Emotional intelligence allows you to manage stress, communicate effectively, and build meaningful relationships. It strengthens your ability to remain calm under pressure and make choices that align with your values. Spiritual growth, or growth in self-awareness and purpose, provides a sense of direction and meaning. When a woman understands her purpose, she can navigate life's challenges with resilience and focus. She is less likely to be swayed by external pressures or the expectations of others because her actions are guided by clarity of intention. Investing in personal growth also involves stepping out of your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens when life is easy or predictable. It happens when you challenge yourself, try new things, and embrace discomfort as a signal of opportunity. Taking calculated risks, facing fears, and learning from mistakes are all part of this process. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every setback a teacher, and every success a reinforcement of your potential. Another essential aspect of personal growth is reflection. Taking time to evaluate your actions, decisions, and experiences allows you to learn from the past and make improvements for the future. Reflection turns everyday experiences into lessons, creating momentum for continuous improvement. It is through reflection that women gain insight into their strengths, uncover hidden potential, and identify areas for development. Surrounding yourself with growth-oriented people is another key component. The company you keep profoundly influences your mindset, motivation, and habits. When you spend time with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage your progress, you elevate your own standards and vision. Conversely, toxic or stagnant environments can hinder growth, making it essential to seek connections that support your journey. Personal growth also requires consistency and discipline. Small, intentional actions taken every day compound over time, leading to remarkable transformations. Reading a few pages each morning, journaling your thoughts, practicing mindfulness, or setting aside time to learn a new skill may seem minor in isolation, but their cumulative effect builds momentum and confidence. Ultimately, investing in personal growth empowers women to take control of their lives, make informed decisions, and approach challenges with resilience. It enhances not only professional and intellectual capabilities, but also emotional balance, mental clarity, and self-esteem. Growth allows a woman to define her own standards, measure her own success, and live life on her terms. It is a commitment to becoming a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself every single day, creating opportunities for achievement, fulfillment, and influence that extend far beyond what is immediately visible. Through dedication to personal growth, women cultivate the mindset, skills, and confidence needed to transform their aspirations into reality, unlocking potential that might otherwise remain dormant and shaping a life that reflects their true abilities, values, and dreams. Taking care of your physical and mental well-being is one of the most fundamental habits a woman can develop. Yet it is often overlooked in the pursuit of responsibilities, work, and caring for others. Your body and mind are the vessels through which you experience life, pursue your goals, and express your strength. Neglecting them not only affects your health, but also diminishes your ability to think clearly, make decisions, and handle challenges with resilience. Physical well-being starts with movement and activity. Engaging in regular exercise, whether it is walking, yoga, strength training, or any form of physical activity that you enjoy, is essential for maintaining energy, improving mood, and strengthening your body. Movement releases endorphins, reduces stress, and boosts overall vitality. It also enhances self-confidence because when you care for your body, you develop a sense of empowerment and respect for what it can do. Nutrition is another critical component. The food you consume fuels your body, mind, and emotions. Eating balance, nutritious meals provides the energy needed to tackle daily tasks, supports mental clarity, and stabilizes mood. It is not about strict dieting or deprivation. It is about making choices that honor your body and give it what it needs to perform at its best. Proper hydration, mindful eating, and limiting processed foods are all part of nurturing your physical health. Rest and recovery are equally important. Many women underestimate the power of sleep and relaxation, pushing themselves to meet endless demands. Yet sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It restores energy, supports mental health, and enhances cognitive function, creating a routine that allows for sufficient rest, as well as incorporating moments of relaxation or meditation during the day. Helps prevent burnout and keeps your mind sharp. Mental well-being goes hand in hand with physical health. Stress, anxiety, and negative thought patterns can silently erode your energy and resilience. Prioritizing mental health involves self-awareness, reflection, and practices that calm and center the mind. Journaling, meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even spending quiet time in nature can reduce stress and promote clarity. It also involves recognizing when professional support is needed and seeking guidance from therapists, coaches, or mentors who can help navigate emotional challenges. Establishing habits that strengthen both body and mind creates a foundation for confidence and productivity. When a woman feels strong, healthy, and balanced, she can approach life with greater focus, energy, and determination. It becomes easier to pursue goals, handle setbacks, and maintain the resilience required to navigate a complex world. Self-care is not indulgence, it is an act of empowerment. It signals that you value yourself enough to invest in your well-being, and it sets a standard for how others treat you. Women who consistently care for themselves tend to inspire those around them, demonstrating that strength and health are essential components of a fulfilled life. This habit also fosters longevity, not just in terms of lifespan, but in terms of sustaining energy, creativity, and effectiveness over time. Prioritizing your well-being allows you to show up fully in every role you take on, whether as a professional, partner, parent, or friend. Additionally, physical and mental health are deeply interconnected. Regular movement can improve mood clarity and emotional stability, while a balanced mind encourages better decisions about food, rest, and activity. Recognizing this connection helps women create routines that honor both aspects simultaneously. Building these habits takes consistency and intentionality. It is not about perfection or extreme measures, but about making deliberate choices every day that enhance your strength, vitality, and inner balance. Over time, these choices compound, creating a life where your body and mind support your ambitions, resilience, and confidence, allowing you to face challenges with clarity and pursue your dreams with sustained energy and focus. By dedicating attention to physical and mental well-being, a woman cultivates a foundation from which all other aspects of her life, career, relationships, personal growth can flourish, establishing a cycle of health, strength, and empowerment that reverberates through every decision and action she takes. Speaking to yourself with kindness is a habit that every woman must cultivate, because the way you treat yourself internally shapes your confidence, resilience, and overall outlook on life. Many women are remarkably compassionate toward others, offering encouragement, support, and understanding, yet when it comes to themselves, the internal dialogue is often harsh, critical, or filled with doubt. This inner voice can be subtle, whispering self-doubt, guilt, or anxiety, or it can be loud, convincing you that you are not enough, that your efforts are insufficient, or that your dreams are unrealistic. Learning to speak kindly to yourself is not about ignoring mistakes or avoiding accountability. It is about creating a mental environment that supports growth, confidence, and emotional stability. When you replace criticism with encouragement, you allow yourself the freedom to try, fail, learn, and grow without being trapped by fear or shame. One of the first steps to mastering this habit is awareness. Begin to notice the tone of your internal dialogue and the patterns it follows. How often do you find yourself judging your appearance, abilities, or decisions harshly? How quickly do you dismiss your accomplishments or focus on perceived shortcomings? Awareness alone is powerful because it interrupts unconscious patterns and gives you the chance to consciously shift your thinking. Once you recognize these patterns, the next step is reframing your thoughts. Instead of thinking, I failed, I am not capable, you can reframe it as, I faced a challenge and I am learning how to do better. Small adjustments in self-talk accumulate over time, gradually reshaping your self-perception and strengthening your confidence. Affirmations and intentional statements can also reinforce this habit. Simple phrases like, I am worthy of love and success, or I trust myself to make the right decisions, help create a positive narrative that your mind begins to internalize. Repeating these statements daily, especially during moments of doubt, trains your brain to default to encouragement rather than criticism. Another essential aspect of speaking kindly to yourself is practicing forgiveness. Everyone makes mistakes, experiences setbacks, or falls short of expectations. Holding on to self-blame, regret, or shame drains emotional energy and inhibits growth. By forgiving yourself and seeing mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than evidence of failure, you create space for resilience, creativity, and progress. This habit also extends to self-compassion during difficult times. Life is unpredictable and challenges will inevitably arise. Treating yourself with the same empathy and patience that you offer others allows you to navigate hardships with greater emotional stability. It prevents the spiral of negative thinking that can exacerbate stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. Surrounding yourself with positive influences supports this habit as well. The people you interact with can reinforce or undermine your internal dialogue. By choosing relationships that encourage, inspire, and uplift you, you create external reinforcement you are practicing internally. Journaling can be another powerful tool. Writing down your thoughts, acknowledging your achievements, and reflecting on challenges allows you to process emotions constructively. It provides an opportunity to reframe experiences, celebrate progress, and remind yourself of your capabilities and growth. Over time, speaking kindly to yourself builds emotional resilience. It creates a foundation for confidence that is not dependent on external validation or approval. When you trust and support yourself internally, you are less swayed by criticism, comparison, or societal pressures. This habit also strengthens decision making because a kind internal dialogue allows you to approach choices with clarity rather than fear. By cultivating this habit, women learn to honor their journey, value their efforts, and treat themselves with respect. It becomes a practice of empowerment, reinforcing the understanding that the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. Through consistent practice, speaking kindly to yourself transforms from an intentional effort into an automatic, nurturing response that shapes your mindset, influences your actions, and enhances your ability to pursue goals with confidence, courage, and self-assurance, creating a life where inner strength and compassion guide every step. Setting boundaries and prioritizing self-respect is a habit that every woman must cultivate because it directly influences the quality of her life, relationships, and emotional well-being. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They are about defining what is acceptable and what is not, protecting your time, energy, and values. Many women struggle with saying no or asserting their needs because they fear rejection, conflict, or disappointing others. Yet, without clear boundaries, it is impossible to maintain balance, focus, or personal integrity. Setting boundaries begins with understanding your worth and recognizing that your needs, time, and energy are valuable. It requires a deep awareness of what makes you feel respected, safe, and supported, as well as an acknowledgement of situations, behaviors, or relationships that drain or undermine you. Boundaries can take many forms: emotional, physical, mental, and even digital. Emotional boundaries involve knowing how much of your energy and empathy you can give without feeling depleted. They require the ability to step back from toxic conversations, manipulative behavior, or constant demands that exceed what you are willing to offer. Physical boundaries involve protecting your personal space, your body, and your comfort. Mental boundaries help you determine what information, opinions, or external influences you allow into your mind. Digital boundaries involve limiting exposure to social media, constant notifications, or messages that distract or emotionally destabilize you. Learning to set boundaries requires clarity and courage. It means saying no without feeling guilty, asserting your needs without fear of judgment, and prioritizing your well-being over others' expectations. Saying no is not rejection of others. It is a declaration of self-respect and a commitment to your priorities. A woman who masters boundaries understands that her time is finite, her energy is precious, and her emotional space is sacred. She recognizes that overextending herself or constantly seeking approval compromises her health, focus, and happiness. Boundaries also improve relationships by establishing clear expectations. When you communicate your limits effectively, others understand how to treat you with respect. Healthy boundaries create mutual respect, trust, and understanding. They prevent resentment from building up and reduce the likelihood of being taken for granted or manipulated. Setting boundaries requires practice and self-awareness because it often challenges ingrained habits of people pleasing or overcommitment. It involves being honest with yourself about your needs and consistently reinforcing them with others. Consistency is key. Boundaries lose their effectiveness if they are flexible or inconsistent. Prioritizing self-respect goes hand in hand with boundaries. It is the recognition that your voice, choices, and presence matter. Self-respect manifests in everyday decisions, refusing to tolerate disrespect, choosing relationships that nurture rather than drain, and taking actions that align with your values and goals. When a woman prioritizes her self-respect, she develops confidence, resilience, and inner strength. She no longer seeks validation from external sources, but relies on her own understanding of her worth. This habit empowers women to navigate life with clarity, making decisions that support their growth and fulfillment rather than reacting out of fear, obligation, or guilt. Emotional resilience grows as a result because self-respect and boundaries create a safe space for personal growth, creativity, and focus. Women who maintain these practices are better equipped to handle challenges, setbacks, and pressures from society, work, or relationships. They approach life from a place of choice rather than compulsion, making decisions that honor their goals, values, and vision for their future. Establishing and maintaining boundaries is a continuous process. Life circumstances, relationships, and personal growth evolve, and boundaries may need adjustment to reflect your current needs and priorities. This habit is not static. It grows stronger as you develop deeper self-awareness, courage, and understanding of your own worth. Over time, consistently practicing boundaries and self-respect shapes the way you live, work, and interact with the world. creating a life that is aligned with your values, protected from unnecessary stress, and filled with dignity, focus, and empowerment. Every habit we've discussed, the intentional start to your day, protecting your energy, investing in personal growth, caring for your body and mind, speaking kindly to yourself, and setting boundaries serves as a building block for the woman you are becoming. These habits are not isolated actions. They are interconnected practices that shape your mindset, your confidence, and your ability to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Mastering them is not about perfection or rigid rules. It is about consistency, awareness, and the commitment to honor yourself each day. When you embrace these habits, you step into your power, reclaim your focus, and create a life that reflects your values, goals, and dreams. You begin to operate from a place of choice rather than reaction, from strength rather than fear, and from purpose rather than obligation. Over time, these daily practices compound, transforming ordinary days into extraordinary opportunities for growth, fulfillment, and impact. The woman who commits to mastering these habits does not merely survive, she thrives. She inspires those around her, creates environments that uplift and empower, and navigates life with resilience, confidence, and grace. Ultimately, the life you desire is built through the small, intentional choices you make every single day. Each habit you cultivate is a declaration that you are worthy of respect, growth, and happiness, and that your life is yours to shape. By committing to these daily practices, you are not just improving your days, you are building the foundation for a life of lasting strength, fulfillment, and extraordinary potential.